Hello and welcome to day 19 of 24 recipes until Christmas. Today we're making my family's favorite thing to have as a dessert. It is present at every single dinner that we have, get-togethers, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, birthdays. We always need to have it. It's always requested and everyone shows up with Tupperwares to take home the leftovers. We are making egg pudding, Pudim de Ovos. So let's go over the ingredients. Very simple, very easy to make. We're going to be making our own caramel. If you do not want to make caramel, you can just buy store-bought caramel, but it's extremely easy to make caramel. For the caramel, all we need is water and sugar. For the pudding, we're going to be using just 4 ingredients, guys. That's it. We need milk. I like using whole milk to make pudding. We're going to need 12 eggs, sugar, and I like adding a little bit of vanilla. Let's get into this recipe. Bora cozinhar. So for this recipe, we're going to need we're going to be using one of these pudding pans with a lid, and it looks like this. You can also use a bundt cake pan, and cover it with foil. And we're going to need something to, because we're going to cook it in a water bath, so bain-marie. So what I like to do is I put the pudding in and then fill it up with hot water, and into the oven it goes. So that is what we need to make our Pudim de Ovos, egg pudding. And we're gonna start off by making our caramel. Very easy. We're gonna add the sugar to the pan and put it on the stove and let it caramelize. So let's start doing that. Into our pan, we're going to add the sugar, and I just like to move it around so it's all even. And we're gonna let it be. I just have it on medium heat, and we're gonna let it go slowly. And we're not going to touch it until it is nice in caramel color and we're ready to add our water. So it's been about 5 minutes and it looks like nothing is happening, but you can see on the sides sugar crystals are starting to form. The sugar is starting to melt, so you just got to be patient with it. Stuff will happen, just patient. So shortly after I said that, you can see it's starting to bubble, and you never want to touch it. You can swirl it around, but you don't want to touch it with anything. And we just want all the sugar to melt. You don't want to have the heat too high because you don't want it to burn. You can move it around, but do not touch it with anything. You just got to let it go. When all the sugar has melted, caramelized, then we're going to add the water. Okay, so now it is a nice dark caramel color, and that's what we want. When you add the water, it's going to jump back. It's going to rise, is what I mean. So you just got to be careful, and you want to add the water slowly. And this is just room temperature water. And you have to remember that caramel is one of the hottest things, so please be careful. We just want to add the water in slowly. And now we can stir it. And here we have our caramel. Easy, easy, easy. Very easy to make. And that is all. And now we're going to pour it into our pan. I have my pan ready to go, and we have our beautiful caramel that we just made. So I like to start with the middle. So we get the middle all in, and then you just pour it in. And you coat the outside of your pudding pan. Make sure everything is coated. Just and you just want to coat it, try to coat it all the way to the top. So just remember that your caramel is hot, so be careful because the pan is going to start heating up too. So, and your caramel is going to start setting. You just want to make sure that all your pan is covered in caramel so your pudding won't stick to it. To make our pudding, we just need a bowl and a whisk. And we're going to start breaking our eggs into the bowl. As per usual, we always break our eggs into a separate bowl and then add in. That way we're not adding any shells to our already cracked eggs. Our eggs have been cracked, and now I'm just going to break them up a little bit and add in our sugar. And just mix it up. And this is as much as breaking up your eggs and dissolving your sugar. But you don't want to create any foam. You just want to break it up. Because we're not making a cake, we're making a pudding. So we're just breaking up our eggs, breaking up our egg whites, and helping dissolve the sugar. Once our egg whites are all broken up and our eggs and sugar is incorporated, we can then add the milk. And we're also going to add our vanilla. Just a teaspoon is plenty. I just want to show you the pudding pan with the caramel, how it's nice and thick. And once in a while you can go and just move the caramel around so it can, because it will start to get very syrupy and it will stick to the sides of the pudding pan. I also like to take a spoon and just pour it over the top again so it is all coated. So as you can see, making caramel is extremely easy. I know it can be a little bit intimidating because of the heat, but nothing to fear. So you just want to make sure that everything is coated, and it's okay to pour in your pudding mixture if the caramel hasn't fully set yet, because it won't really combine with the egg mixture. We have our pan fully coated with the caramel at the bottom too. Just want to make sure it's all even. And I've gone ahead, my oven is preheated at 350 and it's ready for the pudding to go in. I've heated up some water for our pan where we're gonna cook her in the water bath. What I like to do is I like to put the pan in the oven and then put the pudding pan inside and then add the hot water. That way you're not carrying a heavy pan with hot water to the oven. I also have my lid. I don't know if I mentioned, but this is a size 20 for the pudding pan. We love pudding. The more pudding, the better. There's never any leftover because everyone always takes home leftovers. So let's pour our mixture into our pudding pan. Now we're gonna cover it. In here, and now I'm going to pour my hot water. So now it's going to bake in the oven at 350 for an hour. see you back here in an hour. Our pudding is out of the oven, so now we need to let it cool down completely, and then in the fridge it goes, and we'll serve it the next day. So it needs to sit in the fridge for at least 6 hours, just so it can set. Preferably, I like to make it on one day and then serve it the next day. So I'll see you back here tomorrow. So here we are the next day, and we're ready to serve our pudding. It was in the fridge overnight, and now I'm gonna turn it over into this dish. You want something with a bit of height around it because of the caramel that's gonna come out. So it can't just be like a plate or something. It needs something with like a side, so because of all the caramel that's gonna come out. We're gonna use our knife just to go around, get it away from the sides. Here is our pudding, and I'm just gonna use my knife to go around and go around the outside, just to help it to come out. And I've had it sitting on the counter for probably 15 minutes. So now we're just gonna flip it, and you wanna be quick about it. And then, okay, so it's not coming out, and that's exactly what I was looking for, because our caramel is hard and it's holding on to the pudding, so it's not coming down. So when that happens, what you want to do is we want to just heat it up a little bit at the bottom, and you can do that by putting some hot water in a dish just to melt the caramel a little bit, and then that's going to help for the pudding to slide out. You can also just put it on the heating element for a little bit and just heat it up, and that will help the pudding slide out. So let's give it a try. Okay. Just gonna center it. I heard it come out. It was like a suction sound, so I know it plopped. Now comes the reveal. You see all the caramel has pooled in the middle, but as soon as we cut into it, it's gonna come out. And here is our beautiful egg pudding, and it's now time to try it. I am going to use the cake cutter to cut it. It's perfect, perfect, perfect. Here is our beautiful pudding. And now let's have a taste. This pudding comes out perfect all the time. It's a big hit here at home, and I'd highly recommend you making it. It is so easy to put together. Everyone always loves this pudding and brings their Tupperwares to take home leftovers. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Let me know if you make it. And make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I put out my next recipe. And if you really enjoyed this recipe, make sure you share it with your friends and family. Hope to see you again soon, and thanks for watching.